All right, let's jump into another deep dive. This time, we're going way into the future.
Oh, wow.
5 million years into the future.
Okay, yeah.
To see what the world might look like.
Yeah.
We're looking at some source material that lays out these crazy future ecosystems.
Okay.
Get this. There's a new ice age
Right.
that's gripped the planet.
Hmm.
So places like, the Amazon rainforest that
Yeah.
we know today,
Yeah, yeah.
they're completely different.
Totally different.
So kind of the big question is,
Yeah.
how have animals evolved to survive
Yeah.
in this totally different world?
Right. I mean, what's so cool about this is that it really makes us think, like, how adaptable is life?
Right. And we're not talking about like little subtle changes here. We're talking like whole new species
Oh, yeah.
evolved in
Yeah.
crazy directions.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
are you ready to meet some of these incredible
Yeah, let's do it.
creatures?
Let's start with what was once the Amazon rainforest, now a vast, dry savanna.
All right, so that sets the stage for this crazy creature called the hunt monkey bird,
Okay.
which is
Yeah.
a descendant of
I love that name, by the way.
the caracara falcon.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So, I mean, you don't typically think of a falcon evolving into a terrestrial predator, but
Right.
here's the thing, caracaras, if you see them today,
Yeah,
they actually already have some
Right.
ground-dwelling tendencies.
they do. Yeah, you'll see them like foraging on the ground, hunting on the ground.
So it's not a huge leap to imagine them becoming,
Yeah.
fully
well,
terrestrial in this new environment.
Yeah. And so in this future savanna, they've really embraced that ground-dwelling lifestyle.
Right. And get this, they've developed claws
Okay.
from their wings.
Whoa.
So, I mean, it almost seems like, reverse evolution, but
Yeah, I was going to say, it sounds crazy, but
it's
not
right,
that out there.
as crazy as it sounds.
Yeah, if you think about it, like the steamer duck uses its wings like flippers, or the extinct moa, like giant flightless bird, no wings at all.
Yeah.
So like evolution often repurposes
So
things.
it's all about adapting,
yeah,
right?
exactly, to suit these new environments.
So hunt monkey bird traded its wings for claws. What are they hunting?
Their main prey is the lungfish monkey,
Okay.
which is the largest primate in this ecosystem.
Okay.
And here's where it gets really interesting.
Okay.
These monkeys, descended from capuchin monkeys,
Yeah.
are skilled tool users.
Wait, it's tool-using monkeys.
Yes.
Are we talking like building shelters?
Not shelters, but they craft fishing lines.
Whoa,
Can you imagine that?
that's amazing.
Yeah, these large, intelligent primates catching fish
Yeah.
in this world where resources are scarce.
Yeah, you really have to wonder, like, how much brain power does
Yeah.
that take to
Yeah.
develop tools?
Right.
Really shows you how adaptable primates can be.
Absolutely. And then you get this like fascinating dynamic between the predator and prey. You've got these hunt monkey birds,
Right.
Kind of like wolves, but with feathers,
Yeah.
versus these clever tool-using monkeys.
Yeah, I mean, it paints a picture of like a super complex ecosystem.
Totally.
So we got these giant birds battling it out with these tool-using monkeys. What about the smaller creatures?
Well, in this future, rodents have undergone this like rodent revolution with
Yeah.
some crazy adaptations.
Right.
Like the grassland rats, which
Right.
are descendants of spiny rats. They developed protective scales.
Hold on, scales.
Yeah.
On a rodent?
I know, right?
That's
yeah.
not something you see every day.
No, you think of like armored mammals. You think
Yeah.
of spines, a thick fur,
Yeah.
with scales.
Yeah.
It's unusual.
Yeah, it's like evolution doesn't always
Right.
like
A predictable path.
a predictable path.
Yeah, maybe these scales are driven by like the specific predators in this future.
Yeah.
Or the environment.
Yeah.
They offer a different kind of protection.
Okay.
And get this, they even have spines on their scales.
Spines on their scales.
Mhm.
What's the point of that?
So it sounds crazy,
Yeah.
but the source material suggests that it helps them anchor themselves into the ground.
Oh, okay.
Like harder to dislodge them.
Right.
So if a hunt monkey bird's trying to get you, you're like, no.
Yeah, like I'm stuck here.
Yeah, I'm staying put.
Yeah. I mean, every little detail just adds another
It's crazy.
layer to this
Yeah.
to this whole ecosystem.
Totally.
It's wild.
And there's one more thing about these scales that's like really it kind of pushes the boundaries of believability.
Okay, what is it?
They might offer radiation protection.
Radiation protection.
I know.
Seriously.
It's crazy.
How could rodents evolve something that complex in 5 million years?
Right. And it's like we're talking about biological processes here that, would rival technology, basically. It's wild.
It's a bold claim.
Right.
And I'm sure there would be some debate among scientists about this.
Yeah, definitely. It's fun to think about.
It is fun to think about. Like a big...
What if?
What if?
Yeah, totally.
What if this could happen?
It just stretches what we know about evolution.
Right.
All right, let's go from the savannah to another crazy environment.
Okay.
North American desert.
The deserts.
Yeah.
I mean, talk about a tough place to live.
No, it's brutal.
What could possibly survive there?
Well, we meet the desert rat.
Okay.
Close relative of the grassland rat.
Yeah.
But with some, desert-specific adaptations.
So do they have, like, some crazy water storage system?
Yeah, they have a fat-storing tail.
Okay.
Like a camel sump, basically.
Yeah.
Helps them survive in that dry climate.
Makes sense.
But here's the real shocker.
Okay, hit me.
These desert rats exhibit extended parental care.
Oh, wow.
Lasting for several years. I know. Unheard of in rodents.
Yeah, you think about, like, primates or something.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like, that's what you think of.
Yeah.
But rodents.
Yeah.
It's wild.
That's wild, right?
It really speaks to just how harsh this desert environment is.
Yeah, you got to do what you got to do to survive.
It's like maybe they need to, teach their young.
Right, maybe it's about passing on, those survival skills.
Yeah, or maybe resources are so scarce.
Yeah, that they need that extra time to, make sure their offspring survive.
Yeah, it's just amazing how these different environments can lead to such different survival strategies.
Totally.
I mean, so far we've got these scaled rodents, these giant predatory birds, tool-using monkeys. It's crazy.
This future world is already so wild.
Yeah.
What else does it have in store for us?
Prepare yourself because we're going to explore burrowing birds.
Burrowing birds.
Yes.
That sounds like something out of, a sci-fi novel or something.
I know, right? You think of birds.
Yeah.
You think flight.
You think nests.
Nests in trees, yeah.
Yeah, not digging underground.
Right. But remember, evolution finds a way to fill those niches.
Yeah.
So this bird, the blunt-beaked sniffler, it might have evolved to exploit that underground world that we usually think of as burrowing mammals.
So they're going head-to-head with moles and gophers.
Yeah, exactly.
Bold move.
It is a bold move, right?
What kind of adaptations would you even need?
You'd need some powerful digging claws, a keen sense of smell to navigate in the dark.
Yeah.
Maybe even changes to their respiratory system.
Yeah.
To deal with low oxygen levels.
Oh, wow.
It's wild to think about.
Yeah, it really is.
How different lineages can evolve to fill those similar roles.
I'm hooked.
Yeah.
But wait, there's more?
There's more.
There's another creature?
Lurking in the shadows.
Lurking in the shadows.
Like a pretty scary name.
Okay, what is it?
The death bat.
The death bat, okay.
Sounds pretty menacing, right? But its reality might be a little bit more underwhelming.
Underwhelming?
Yeah.
So this isn't like a giant blood-sucking monster bat?
No. It's a little more down to earth.
Right.
It's small.
Okay.
It's got a limited wingspan.
Okay.
And it's a scavenger.
Scavenger?
Yeah, not exactly the top predator you might think of.
No.
And then there's this whole heat exchange thing.
Heat exchange?
Yeah.
Which...
Don't bats already do that?
You're right. Bats already regulate their temperature.
Yeah.
Through connective tissue in their wings.
Right.
Not blood vessels. So this death bat's heat exchange thing, it just doesn't add up.
So what is its hunting strategy?
Get this. It trails desert rats to steal their food.
It trails desert rats.
Yeah.
Okay, so maybe death bat is a bit of an exaggeration.
Yeah, a little bit.
Sounds like opportunistic
more of an opportunistic scavenger than a true apex predator.
Yeah, it just goes to show, even in a speculative future, not every creature lives up to the hype.
It's a good reminder to be skeptical about these things and to consider, the limitations of evolution.
Absolutely, because even with millions of years, there are still constraints.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, we've traveled from the Amazonian savanna.
It's been a wild ride.
To the North American deserts.
Yeah.
We've encountered creatures that are just mind-blowing.
Yeah.
But our exploration of this future world Isn't over yet.
Oh, no, no, no. We've got more to see.
Where are we headed next?
Buckle up. We're going even further. To a world 100 million years from now.
100 million years.
Yeah, things are about to get really wild.
Right, I'm ready.
Let's do it. 100 million years. It's like almost impossible to imagine that, you know, that kind of time scale. But the world, as you can imagine, is totally different.
Right.
And our source material focuses on this massive desert that
Yeah.
spans most of the northern hemisphere.
So we've traded the feathered friends
Yeah.
and the scaled rodents for sand dunes.
Exactly.
Okay.
But this isn't just like your typical desert. We're
Okay.
talking like towering rock formations,
Okay.
salt flats,
Wow.
stretching as far as the eye can see,
Wow.
and just like scattered oases,
Right.
offering those little bits of water.
Yeah, I mean, that sounds incredibly harsh.
Oh, it's brutal.
Like, what could even live
Oh,
there?
one of the most striking inhabitants is the terabyte.
A terabyte.
Yeah, which is a descendant of today's termite.
What termites?
Oh, right.
Those tiny insects.
Yeah.
That, like, eat wood.
Yeah.
They're the stars of this show.
Don't underestimate termites.
Okay.
They are masters of survival.
Okay.
They play a vital role, even today,
Right.
in decomposition and nutrient
Yeah,
cycling.
yeah.
But in this future world, they've taken their social structure and adaptability to a whole new level.
Okay, you got to paint me a picture of these super termites.
All right, so picture this. Colossal termite mounds
Okay.
that dwarf skyscrapers
Wow.
rising from this barren landscape.
Yeah,
But they're more than just homes.
right.
These megastructures are entire ecosystems
Okay.
housing millions, maybe even billions
Yeah.
of termites working together
Yeah,
in this highly organized society.
that's mind-boggling.
It is mind-boggling.
But how do they even find enough to eat?
Right. Like, it's a desert. It's a desert.
There's barely any vegetation, so
Yeah.
what are they eating?
They've evolved this remarkable symbiotic relationship
Okay.
with a type of algae.
Algae.
Yes. That grows on their exoskeletons.
They're farming algae on their own bodies.
That's exactly it.
That's incredible.
It's amazing.
What a brilliant adaptation
I know, right?
to, like, a resource-scarce environment.
It really is like a testament to the power of coevolution.
Yeah.
You know, the termites give the algae a safe haven.
Right.
And the algae give them those nutrients.
It's a win-win.
It is a win-win.
Yeah.
It allows them to thrive in this like super harsh environment.
All right, so we've got these giant algae farming termites.
Mm-hmm.
What other strange creatures share this unforgiving landscape?
You ready for this?
Yeah.
Alongside those massive termite mounds, you have the floaters.
The floaters.
Yeah. And they are descendants of jellyfish.
Wait, jellyfish?
I've been trying. Right?
In a desert?
I know.
That doesn't even make sense.
It does seem improbable, but evolution, like we said, finds a way.
Finds a way.
So these floaters have adapted to life on land.
Okay.
They're like pulsating bells, somehow allow them to move across the sand.
So they're like rolling jellyfish.
That's exactly it.
I mean, that's both hilarious and slightly terrifying to imagine.
I know, right?
Yeah.
So the source material suggests they've developed this like tough outer skin
Okay.
to prevent water loss
Right.
and shield them from that like intense sun.
Yeah.
They might even be able to like absorb moisture from the air
I'm fine.
and extract nutrients from the sand itself. It's like these floaters, they sound more and more like something out of like a science fiction movie.
Totally.
With every detail.
And speaking of science fiction,
Okay.
remember those scattered oases we talked about?
Yeah, yeah.
Well, that's where you find the most bizarre creature of all.
Hey.
Okay, lay it on me.
The desert hopper.
A desert hopper. Okay, what is that?
Picture this. A creature that's like a cross between a kangaroo and a praying mantis.
Okay, that's a pretty wild image.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Long, powerful legs.
Okay.
Built for hopping across the sand.
Okay.
Segmented body.
Yeah.
Large, multifaceted eyes for
Yeah.
spotting prey.
Where did this creature even come from?
It's thought to be a descendant of insects.
Okay.
Maybe grasshoppers or crickets.
Right.
It evolved to this, like, enormous size.
How enormous are we talking?
Almost 10 feet tall.
It's 10 feet tall.
Yeah.
That's like taller than most basketball players.
I know.
What are they eating to fuel that kind of growth?
So those oases, they act like magnets,
Right.
attracting all sorts of smaller creatures.
Right.
It creates a buffet for the desert hopper.
Okay.
But its main prey is something truly unexpected.
What is it?
Those rolling jellyfish?
Not floaters.
Yeah.
What?
And so you got these, like, giant hopping mantis kangaroos hunting down rolling jellyfish in this vast desert wasteland.
This future ecosystem is crazy.
It's crazy.
It really is.
But you know what? It just shows that even in the most extreme environments, life finds a way.
Yeah.
And it really highlights, like, the unpredictable nature of evolution.
Yeah, this is what I love about these deep dives. It's not just about learning these cool facts. It's about, like, challenging our assumptions.
Absolutely.
About what's even possible.
Right, because we tend to think, like, oh, life has to be this way.
Yeah.
But no. It can be so much weirder than we can even imagine.
But our journey through time, it doesn't end there.
Oh, no. We've got more to go.
We're about to take an even bigger leap.
Oh, wow.
200 million years into the future.
All right, 200 million years. Now we're really entering the realm of, like, pure speculation.
Right.
But our source material suggests that. By this point, the continents have shifted to form one massive supercontinent.
One giant landmass.
Yeah.
I mean, what are the implications of that?
Well, imagine drastically different weather patterns,
Okay.
ocean currents,
Right.
climates, everything's changed.
Right.
And the source material kind of paints this picture of a hot, humid world
Okay.
where dense rainforests
Okay.
cover much of the supercontinent.
Rainforest.
Yeah.
So it's a big shift from
Yeah.
scorching deserts we were just talking about.
Huge shift.
What kind of life thrives in this
Mm.
prehistoric jungle?
Well, one of the most fascinating inhabitants is the megasquid.
The megasquid.
Yes, a colossal descendant of today's cephalopods.
Wait, so we're talking squid.
Yeah.
Giant squid roaming the rainforest.
Hearing the rainforest.
Did they somehow learn to breathe air?
Exactly.
Okay.
The source material suggests that. They've evolved sturdy limbs
Wow.
to support their weight
Okay.
and a respiratory system adapted for breathing air.
So talking squid.
Walking, talking squid.
Do they have like super intelligence or something?
While the source material doesn't get into their, like, cognitive abilities
Lizzie.
that deeply,
Right.
it does suggest that they're highly intelligent creatures.
Okay.
They communicate through these, like,
Yeah.
complex color changes on their skin.
Yeah.
And they have these sophisticated social structures.
I mean, I can't even begin to imagine what a society of giant talking squid would even look
No,
like.
right? It's mind-blowing.
What other bizarre creatures share this rainforest kingdom?
Well, alongside the megasquids, you have the slithersucker.
That's the slithersucker.
Yeah, a descendant of today's slugs and snails.
Okay, giant squid, now giant slug.
Giant slugs.
It's like a parade of creatures straight out of, like, my nightmares.
I know, right?
How big are we talking here?
These slithersuckers. They've evolved into massive creatures, some reaching over 30 feet in length,
30 feet.
30 feet long.
That's like longer than a school bus.
I know.
What could they possibly eat to get that big?
They're detritivores, which means they feed on decaying organic matter.
Yeah.
So just imagine these, like, massive creatures
Yeah.
consuming vast quantities of fallen leaves, fruits,
Right.
even dead animals.
But they're like giant composters.
Basically, yeah,
On-
playing a crucial role in nutrient recycling in this rainforest ecosystem.
It's fascinating and slightly repulsive all at the same time.
You know, right? It's like, ooh, but also like, wow, that's amazing.
Yeah.
But something tells me this ecosystem has even more surprises in store for us.
Okay, what is it?
Imagine this. Amidst those towering trees
Right.
and those strange creatures,
Yeah.
there's this phenomenon that, like, challenges our understanding of biology.
All right, you've got my attention.
It's something the source material calls living light.
Living light.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It seems that some organisms in this rainforest have evolved the ability to generate bioluminescence.
Bioluminescence.
But not just for, like, signaling or attracting mates.
Right.
But as their primary source of energy.
What are you saying? There are creatures that photosynthesize?
Exactly.
But they're not plants.
Not plants, no.
Okay, how is that even possible?
So the details are a little vague, but it
Yeah.
seems that they've developed these symbiotic relationships with bioluminescent bacteria, or maybe even incorporated bioluminescent organelles
Wow.
into their own cells.
It's like something out of Avatar.
I know, right?
How could such a complex adaptation even evolve?
It's definitely a challenge to our current understanding of evolutionary biology.
Yeah.
But we're talking about a time span of 200 million years.
Right.
That's an unfathomable amount of time for natural selection to work its magic.
True.
So who knows what's possible?
But this living light, it
Yeah.
raises so many questions.
Yeah, it does.
Like, how do these creatures harness that light energy?
Right.
What impact does it have on the ecosystem?
Yeah.
It's like a whole new realm
It's a whole new realm.
of biological possibilities.
It is. It really is.
Well, we've covered a lot of ground today. From algae farming termites
Yeah.
to rolling jellyfish,
Oh my gosh.
hoppin' mantis kangaroos,
Crazy.
colossal squid,
Yes.
massive slugs,
It's amazing.
and even creatures that harness the power of light.
I know. It's been quite the journey.
It has been an incredible journey.
Right, this like speculative future.
It has, and I think the big takeaway here is that evolution is this constant force
It is.
shaping life in unpredictable and often awe-inspiring ways.
Absolutely.
I mean, whether it's an ice age,
Yeah.
turning rainforests into savannas,
Right.
or the emergence of these vast deserts,
Right.
or the breakup of continents,
Right.
creating new opportunities. For diversification,
Totally.
life just finds a way.
It finds a way.
It's this humbling reminder that we're just like this small part
Yeah.
of this grand evolutionary story
We are.
that's still being written.
Exactly.
And who knows what incredible chapters lie ahead?
I mean, speaking of those chapters,
Yes.
we have one more stop
Oh, okay.
on our journey. We're ready to
Okay.
jump ahead. Another 300 million years.
800 million years.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm ready. Let's go.
All right, let's see what evolutionary wonders await. 500 million years in the future.
500 million years
I know.
in the future.
It's hard to even fathom.
That's like almost unfathomable.
It is.
What does Earth even look like at that point?
Well, that giant supercontinent we talked about has
Right.
started to break apart,
Okay.
forming new oceans,
Right.
isolating land masses,
Okay.
and the climate has cooled considerably.
Okay.
And now vast grasslands stretch across the continents.
Grasslands, huh?
Yeah.
So are we going to see like herds of like bison-like creatures
Yeah.
roaming these plains?
You might be surprised to hear this. Oh,
But in this distant future, it's not mammals that dominate the grasslands.
okay, what is it then?
It's the descendants of birds.
Birds.
Yeah.
You're telling me birds have taken over the roles of mammals
Exactly.
as the dominant herbivores and predators.
It's crazy, right?
Yeah.
It's a fascinating example of how evolution can lead to these huge shifts
Right.
in ecological dominance.
Right.
Remember those burrowing birds we talked about?
Yeah, the blunt-beaked sniffler.
The blunt-beaked sniffler.
Yeah.
Well, their descendants have evolved to fill that niche
Okay.
that we typically think of as like grazing mammals.
So instead of herds of antelope or zebra, we have flocks of
They're called grass striders.
grass striders.
Yeah. Large, flightless birds,
Okay.
powerful legs, specialized beaks
Yeah.
for cropping vegetation.
So I'm picturing like these massive flocks of
Yeah.
these grass striders just like moving across the plains.
It's incredible to think
Yeah.
about like what kind of evolutionary pressures
Right.
would even lead to that.
It's mind-boggling. I mean, they would need like efficient digestive systems
Yeah,
to break down that tough plant matter.
Right.
Strong legs for covering like these huge distances.
Yeah.
And maybe even social structures
Right.
that allow them to graze and migrate together.
Yeah. Yeah. It really speaks to like the adaptability of birds.
Absolutely.
You know, how they can just
Mhm.
evolve to fill so many different
Totally.
ecological roles.
Yeah, I mean, they're already pretty diverse,
Yeah.
but this is just taking it to a whole other level.
Yeah. But like any grassland ecosystem,
Hmm.
there needs to be a balance.
Right, you gotta have those predators.
Yeah. What kind of predators? Keep these grass striders in check.
Well, that's where the razor wings come in.
Razor wings. Okay.
Yeah.
That sounds pretty menacing.
It does, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So imagine birds of prey,
Okay.
but even more specialized for hunting. They have these long, sharp wings,
Oh.
almost like blades,
Oh.
allowing them to cut through the air
Okay.
with incredible speed and agility.
Right.
Their eyesight,
Yeah.
phenomenal spotting prey from miles away,
Wow.
and their talons,
Yeah.
like grappling hooks,
Okay.
capable of just like snatching a grass strider out of nowhere.
I mean, they sound pretty formidable.
Oh yeah, they're the top predators of
Yeah.
this grassland ecosystem.
It's amazing how like different lineages
Yeah,
can evolve to fill similar ecological roles,
totally.
but in such different ways.
Yeah.
And
And this future has given us so many examples of that.
It has. From, like, the feathered predators
Yeah.
to the, like, giant algae farming termites.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
This speculative future has really pushed the boundaries
It had
of what we thought was possible.
It really highlights the power of evolution.
Yeah.
To just come up with these crazy solutions to the challenges of survival.
Yeah, and I think that's, like, the key takeaway from our exploration is that evolution is this constant force
It is.
shaping life
It never stops.
in these unpredictable and often awe-inspiring ways.
Yeah, it's amazing.
I mean, whether it's an ice age,
Right.
transforming rainforests, or the emergence of deserts, or the breakup of continents, life finds a way.
It finds a way.
Yeah. It's a humbling reminder
It is.
that we're just a small part
Yeah.
of this grand evolutionary story.
They are.
And it's a story that's still being written.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Who knows what's going to happen next?
Yeah, I mean, who knows? What incredible chapters lie ahead.
Well, on that note,
Yeah.
I think we've reached the end of
We've
our
made-
deep dive
I-
into the future of evolution.
It's been an amazing journey.
It has.
We've traveled millions of years into the future,
Oh, yeah.
encountered creatures
I know.
that just stretch the limits of our imagination.
It's mind-blowing.
Yeah, and I think, hopefully our listeners are leaving today with, like, this renewed sense of wonder about the natural world
Absolutely.
and a thirst to learn more about evolution.
Keep exploring.
Yeah,
Keep questioning.
yeah.
And never lose that curiosity.
Yeah, you never know what amazing discoveries await.
Absolutely.
Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
We'll see you on our next deep dive.
Sounds good.